Hey Aquarius, hey. All right, so Happy New Year to you. Welcome to you. I was meditating on your energy prior to starting this recording, and I've had some really interesting messages come through for you that I definitely want to communicate and feels like it's going to be really important to your reading and to this next 2 weeks that you're going through. So the first thing that Spirit showed me when I was, kind of allowing the energy of your reading to come up was I started writing on my notepad Aquarius, and Spirit took me to what looked like an aquarium. Okay, so there was an aquarium energy. I was seeing like lots of like ocean kind of imagery. And then from the aquarium, Spirit took me into the ocean and into the what felt like sort of like the bottom of the ocean. Now you could still see, but it was very clear that there was like rocks and I don't know, other like watery plants down there, and there was lots of fish around. And what was happening, what I heard was that you are drowning or have been drowning. Okay, and so this is a metaphor. Okay, this is obviously a metaphor, but I think the energy coming through here is like that you're kind of in this ocean, watery, landscape. It feels like you're kind of drowning, like you're unable to kind of like navigate. And the other thing I heard from Spirit was that you're learning to breathe again. Okay, so it's almost like there's a couple of things that came through with this, but it was almost like I saw you kind of like struggling in the environment itself with being in water, and especially because you're an air sign. So it's like you were trying to like catch air, catch your breath, and you couldn't because there was a lot of water, which could be a metaphor for emotions and feelings, but it does feel like it's specifically around a new environment that you're in. Now, this doesn't have to be material, but it does feel like a new like kind of situation or a new kind of landscape that you're finding yourself in whatever domain of your life that applies. So that felt really important. And then the other thing that I'm seeing, because Spirit is still showing me this image, is you looking at the other fish around you, and the other fish seem to be doing just fine. They're breathing the water just fine. And I feel like there was some like there's an energy like was said, like of you like learning to breathe again. And so I feel like trying to figure out how to breathe, sort of, again, if that's the metaphor, in this new landscape, how to be. And I feel like there's almost this energy of like, I don't know if it's like comparing yourself to others as part of it, or just like seeing others do it just fine and you being like really confused about why. I mean, confused is one word for it, but a little confused about why you don't seem to be able to do it, right? It's almost that same energy as if you're trying to like breathe underwater, but you can't. Okay, so there's that. So I got that bit through. So that definitely feels really important to your reading here. It's almost like, you're learning to breathe again in this new landscape or environment that you're finding yourself in. And then the other word that came through from Spirit was around recharging. And I don't know specifically how this relates, but it almost feels like you're learning to to sort of like readjust your energy a bit, so that way you can navigate this, whatever it is. But I feel like there's like a recharging that's needed. It's almost like you're kind of out of energy to breathe in the one way you were trying to breathe. Maybe it was out of the ocean, and now Spirit is kind of like, it seems like asking you to learn how to like breathe underwater to like become like the fish. Okay, so I hope that's making sense. I feel like, we're definitely gonna go deeper into this reading, but that was kind of your vibe check for the beginning. So if that feels like it resonates for you, and that like metaphor resonates for you, maybe you have been thinking about aquariums or thinking about like fish tanks or anything like that, but it doesn't really matter. If that feels like it resonates for you, just keep on watching. We're gonna keep going. And if for any reason you feel like it doesn't, that's perfectly fine and okay. Feel free to check out one of the other readings I have up for you for one of your other signs. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Spirit, do you want a theme card? Okay, so they want a theme card as well. So I'm going to pull from my Oracle deck. I usually start with a theme card for these readings. So we're going to deepen into this message now. Yeah, it feels like we're going to be navigating some underwater terrain. So, you ready, Spirit? All right, so let's keep going. We're going to add on and build this out. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I feel like this is part of what's going well for you, actually. So it says fruit, it says achievement and success. Okay. It feels like there is an opportunity for you to like successfully learn how to breathe underwater, if that's kind of the, again, example we're using here. It feels like that's available, but I feel like right now it's just this energy of like drowning. Like you're like, I don't think I'm doing this right. I don't think this is going well for me, is what I'm hearing. I think there's almost this like, can I say that? Yeah, because this is what it feels like. It feels like there's a little bit of imposter syndrome here. It feels like there's a little bit of imposter syndrome. Almost like if you have been like, let's say you're transitioning into a new like kind of role or position at work or a new project at work, and you're just like, well, I don't know if I'm, the right person to be doing this or qualified to be doing this, or is what I'm doing working? That's what I'm hearing. So there's almost this energy in this thread through of like, is what I'm doing working? And it's almost like feeling like you're kind of flailing in this underwater landscape. Okay, do you have more on that? Okay, hold on. There's a little bit more here. Okay, yeah, and there's something here around the blueberries I'm seeing. The blueberries I'm seeing in this card. It feels important for some reason. Is this just a message for someone? No, there's something about these blueberries. Hold on. Yeah, it's almost like there's something about like the blue part of this. Again, like it's underwater is definitely part of it. I also feel like, okay. So this also could be part of the feelings that you're having right now. There could be a sense of like sadness. It could be grief is part of what I'm feeling, but it's almost like feeling like you're not going to be able to like move through this or navigate through this. So it feels like there's some sadness here. There's definitely something with the blue. It feels like you've maybe been sad and feeling like, again, you're like drowning, when actually I don't think that's the case. It doesn't seem like it. I feel like you're in like a learning curve in a way. You're actually in like, what I'm hearing from Spirit is like, this is part of the curriculum. Like you're learning something new here. And so, yeah, you're actually just learning. So I don't feel like this is actually a bad thing. I think you're actually doing really well. They're showing me these as like stars, like almost like stickers. So it's like gold star stickers that you would like give, or use for in like elementary school and stuff, or like when you're a kid and you get like, the stickers. Like, yeah, I feel like Spirit is trying to like give that to you right now to say like, you're actually doing well. You're doing just fine. And I feel like there's some sort of like message here around relaxing into this energy a little bit more, which I think and I hope we're able to do throughout this reading, is kind of get further into that message. But that's kind of what it feels like, because I actually think you think you're not doing well, but Spirit is saying that you are, and that you're learning right now. You're in the process of like a learning, like as if you were in school, like you're learning something. Okay, so the expectation is not for you to get it right, to get it. The other thing they're showing me here is perfect, not to get it perfect on the first like pass. It's almost like, yeah, there's still some like, needing to learn how to move your gills and how to like move, I don't know, the water through and pick up energy from it, right? Like I feel like you're still figuring, that's where the recharging comes from. It's almost like you're learning how like air gives us oxygen, which like, gives us charge. This is what Spirit is showing me, this little like, it almost looks like a lightning bolt in the middle of this strawberry. It's like coming through as like charge, like recharging. Yeah, it's like you've you're still learning how to like kind of power up and charge up in this new landscape and how to like actually be at your best. But this is a learning curve you're in. You're currently in like, I'm just going to call it this, but like a training program. You know what I mean? Like you're still learning. So I don't think there's any expectation here for you to be perfect. There absolutely is not. And that's very clear from spirit. But I feel like there's definitely a lot of feelings that are coming up with this that are making you feel like maybe this was wrong. Maybe I'm going the wrong direction. Maybe like I shouldn't have started this. I'm hearing that, or maybe I shouldn't have decided to take this on. And I feel like spirit is trying to give you some encouragement in this reading. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's go deeper. Do you want this time? Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, because that's what seems it's going well for you. I actually think you're doing well. I think there's a little bit of relaxation. Do you want this top card? Okay, the Hermit. Okay. Yeah, it's learning, right? Like the Hermit actually speaks to that. The Hermit can speak directly to that because this is someone who's very like wise. There's like a sage, like a wise sage energy to the Hermit. The Hermit's also a teacher. The Hermit is also the student. The Hermit is both. And actually, the Hermit is actually one of my favorite cards in tarot because it actually, in its highest element, it speaks to both, being the teacher as well as the student. Okay, and so I feel like this is like confirming a few things I said. First, around, you see the blue that this person is wearing? It's almost like, again, with the blueberries, it's almost like there's a sense here of a little bit of like, I'm going to call it depression, but I don't feel like it's that strong. It just feels like there's some like kind of bummed out energy here of like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. So that's definitely it. So it feels like it's cloaking you. Okay, so I think spirit wants to bring that to your attention. But I also feel like the other kind of layer to this card is I feel like this is like one of the cards of learning, especially because this also links to Virgo, and Virgo as an archetype is like incredibly smart and brilliant, but Virgo learns and Virgo teaches. Virgo is both. Virgo is just, I mean, an incredibly complex sign, and I feel like that's what's coming through here. Is like this is part of your like journey to learning, to becoming sort of this elevated, wise expert in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, the sage, the teacher. Okay, but I feel like you're in the process right now of being in the position of the student. Okay, so that feels right. Is there more on that card? Okay, let's keep going. Do you want this deck? All right, let's switch decks. One moment. Yeah, that Hermit card is absolutely right. And so I think spirit really wants you to like kind of see this about yourself. The Hermit also introspects, so spirit wants you to like just see that is part of it and your own inner light. I'm struck by the fact that there's like a star with this lantern, which usually speaks to like wisdom. It speaks to higher teachings, higher learnings, all of that. It also, I see the star here. So those two things are connected. It feels like you're actually doing really well as a student within this situation. Okay, so let's keep going. Do you want this card? Yeah, okay. The moon. Totally. Okay, we got the moon. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I feel like, again, there's like this element of like, here's what you're not seeing. Okay, because the element speaks to like the unseen. So what you're not seeing is actually that I think you're doing really well. I actually think you're probably breathing more than you think. But I think there's still like, it's kind of like learning to fly or anything else. Like if another example that's coming through is around like if this were around a bird and a bird is learning to fly, like, you know, they're not gonna like flap their wings and get it perfect. Like they're gonna, you know, have a few stumbles before they get it right, and then they become like, you know, teachers of the air of that, which of course relates to you, Aquarius, as someone who is an air sign. So I feel like that's part of it. I really like this because the moon, this tarot card, I link to Pisces as well as Cancer. And because it represents the moon, connects in with the ocean. Okay, so this is definitely confirming all of the metaphor that I was speaking about, but it feels like you're in these like watery depths that feel like really unfamiliar to you. This is also confirming, again, the energy of the feelings and emotions. You see all the water kind of running through this card? Yeah, and you see like the like, what is this, the lobster? The like lobster, exactly. You're like in this, it's like in the tank with the lobsters and stuff, and you're like, well, I don't understand why, I don't know how to innately do this. But it's like, well, you're an air sign, so of course you have to learn how to like swim and learn how to, you know, breathe underwater per se. Okay, so it's okay if you're still adjusting to a kind of environment that is. There's a bit of the unknown with the Hermit. Also in the Moon, it's coming through as like unknown. It's okay if you're adjusting to the unknown. Like, that's good. This feels like growth. It feels like growth. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of encouragement here. It feels like growth. I actually, like I said, I feel like you're doing really well with this. I don't think you see it that way, but I think Spirit's like, you're doing great. Like, keep going. Like, that's what's coming through. Do you want this deck? Okay, let's keep going. Yeah. This Moon card feels really strong. I feel like you're in your feelings about this, and you're just like, I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't understand how this is going to work out. What I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and Spirit is very clearly coming through with like, well, don't worry. This is also coming through now. It's like they're watching over you. It's something about the way this person's looking down, almost as if like you were over here, and this person's looking down, and like has like a guiding light for you. So I feel like you're definitely being guided right now by Spirit. That's for sure. Okay. Yeah, let's go deeper. Look at this. Look at this. 3 of Cups. I love it. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah. I feel like, okay, so it's interesting because I feel like right now you're in this energy of like, oh, I'm just going to drown my sadness, and I'm just like this. And I feel like actually Spirit's like this. Spirit's like, you're doing great. I want to like, because this card is around celebration in its upright form. It speaks to like kind of like celebration. It speaks to like, it can link and pair really well with like this like fruit card of achievement and success. It's almost like you're celebrating your success, and that's what Spirit is doing right now, is celebrating your success. Sorry, my dog is like he's shifted around so much right now. I don't know if you hear him, but I feel like that it feels very like spot on with this energy. It's almost like you like can't get comfortable. You're like shifting around and trying to like, well, can I breathe this way? And like, how do I, and trying to like almost like kind of contort yourself to like try and figure this out. And Spirit's like, you're doing great. You're doing great. And they are celebrating you. I also read this as a card directly linked in with Spirit. It's a very spiritual card, and also because of the cups here, but it's almost like they're like celebrating you. But like I said, I feel like you're in this energy of like, oh, I'm just kind of like drowning in my sorrows or not feeling at my best is what I'm hearing. And I think Spirit just wants to bring you into this energy and wants to like just kind of shower you with some encouragement through this reading, because like I said, I feel like you see all the like stars here too, like in this card. Yeah, it's like, again, gold star. You're doing great. Keep going. Keep going. You're going to make it to whatever this like rainbow is that it represents, this like kind of dream, desire, goal that you have. And it feels like here. Definitely feels here. It feels like you're on the path. That's what it feels like. You want this deck? This deck? Okay. Yeah, let's keep going. That feels really strong. And I'm struck by the fact that, like, again, this almost looks like fruit, or almost like oranges in these like bushes here. Again, another fruit. It's like, you're doing great. You're actually doing great, in fact. Just need to relax into this a little bit more, and just let it kind of flow a bit. I feel like coming out of air into water, there's a flow that's necessary here. It's kind of just like allowing yourself to just like, again, loosen up into it. Cut the deck. Okay, hold on. I gotta cut this deck. I hope this is making sense. Yeah, I definitely feel this situation for you. It feels like you're in the unknown and you're doing something new. It feels like you're doing something new. Or just something different. You want this card? Ooh, okay. Okay, this is our card. Okay, it says pine tree, vitality, longevity, perseverance. That's it. Perseverance is very strong here. Exactly. It's like, keep going. Spirit is asking you to keep going, because I feel like whatever you're working on now, I don't know if it like, is that it? I feel like you're trying to build something long lasting here. Now, I don't know if that's like a particular skill set that just supports you throughout life, or if it's like, it kind of feels like a skill set. I just get the sense in this reading that you're building a skill somehow. Now, this could be a skill of any sense. Maybe it's a skill within like connections and how you relate to others, or how you navigate, I'm hearing conflict management. Maybe it's a skill around business and work, or something related to your career. So that could be part of it. Maybe it's like interpersonal, something in your home life that you're learning how to do, or how to navigate. I'm hearing a new schedule at home or in your workplace. So yeah, I feel like, again, this feels really important. It feels like it's something that like, it's a skill that's going to be like important to you in the long term. And again, I feel like it's new for you, but this feels like growth. I don't know how else to say it. This feels like growth. It feels really good for you. It's kind of like the pine tree when it grows, but it grows steadily. Okay. It grows steadily. And it also, like, pine trees are known, the evergreens are known for growing in kind of tough environments. And and I just feel like this is a tough environment for you. And I just feel like you're doing it. You're kind of like the pine tree. You're kind of sturdy and steady and moving through this like stably. And I just don't think you see it that way, but I think Spirit is trying to like almost reflect back at you through this reading. Yeah, there's like a reflection here with the Hermit card, like reflect back at you as well as the moon. Just how much you're doing. How much you're doing is part of it, but how well you're doing. There's a real, again, celebration for the progress you've made. Okay. And they're also showing me the moon here. This moon is the same moon. These look like moons here on this card. So they're showing me the same thing. Yeah. It's like, here's what you're not seeing, is that what you're building is a skill for the long run. So this feels really important. It's almost like learning how to like breathe underwater. It's like learning how to like navigate, again, we have a cups card, but navigating like complex emotions. Maybe these are complex emotions with others. Like I said, I was talking about kind of like conflict management or interpersonal connections, or again, this could be about anything. It doesn't have to be that. It could be like working with clients. If you have a business, it just feels like this is a skill. The Hermit is coming through with a lot of teacher vibes today. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's keep going. This deck. I mean, I like this. I like this reading. I mean, I know it feels really uncomfortable, but growth is uncomfortable. Learning something new is uncomfortable. So I feel like this reading is just like affirming that. And you could be like coming into this 2 weeks, like already knowing that this has been the energy you've been in. Or over the next 2 weeks, something comes up where you kind of like are dropped into the kind of metaphorical fish tank here. And you're just like, wow, okay, I just have to like adapt and be flexible and learn this quickly. Okay. So I feel like no matter what, wherever you are in this timeline, it feels like something that's really important for you. Do you want any of these? Yeah, we got the sun. I like it. Again, I just feel like, I feel like on the other side of this, like unknown darkness you're kind of moving through is the sun. Okay. I feel like Spirit is trying to like show you a little bit. This is coming through as like a bridge. Here, let me see if I can show this to you. It's coming through as like a bridge. It's almost like the rainbow is the bridge between the moon and the sun here. And Spirit is like cheering you on to like keep doing this work and to keep like building this skill. Assuming it feels good. Okay. But I feel like this is just part of the like growth and learning process. Is there more with the sun? Okay, hold on. There's a little bit more to this card. Give me a second. Yeah, I just feel like this is what's on the other side of it. Right now, it feels like you're in the sun in reverse energy, which again is just linked with the moon. It's like a darkness. I just don't think you're seeing this about yourself. And Spirit really wants you to kind of like wake up to this understanding that like you're learning and you're in the process of it. Yeah, it's almost like, oh, and here's the bird. You see the bird? yeah, when I was talking about kind of that metaphor that was coming through, it's like, again, you're learning to kind of like navigate this and fly or swim or whatever it is. Like you're learning how to do it. You want this deck? Okay, let's keep going. I like this reading. I feel like this is all good stuff. It's just one of those things where, you know, when you get like in something, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to be doing this wrong. And I actually think Spirit's like, no, you're doing it right. Actually, you're doing great. Keep going, you know, persevere, keep going. This card. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, you're growing. Do you see that? Look, the tree, you're growing. Seven of Pentacles literally speaks to that. It speaks to growing. It's giving the same energy as this pine tree card. Because like the Seven of Pentacles speaks to like seeds, which the pine cone can be, okay? And it speaks to like growing and planting seeds and building something new. But it specifically is a card of growth, okay? And of like, the energy that's coming in with this is around you right now. You planted some seeds and the seeds are in the process of growing and it feels like it's like new growth and it's new. This feels new somehow. This feels different, okay? And I just feel like Spirit's like, don't give up on your little like sprouts, on your little, you know, your little plants that you're growing. Don't give up on that because I feel like it's going to grow into this big, beautiful tree here. And this is going to like serve you for the long haul. It's going to serve you in the future. Like, I feel like it's just linked in with the sun. I feel like this is a really important like skill that you're learning. I cannot believe we pulled the Seven of Pentacles because that's exactly it. Like, it's just like you're growing, you're learning, and that's okay. Oh my gosh. You want this card? Okay. All right, let's pull one more card. Do you want this deck? Oh, and that's interesting because they showed me, do I have the card? They do. Okay. Can I show this card? Okay. So they showed me this. I have to pull out the specific bits of this though. Okay. So they gave me this card, which is the Ten of Swords, but they were very clear that they didn't want the Ten of Swords meaning. They wanted to show you, see the butterfly and the kind of the like chrysalis, like cocoon here from the butterfly? Yeah, that's what they want you to see, not all the swords. They don't care about that. They're talking about this. So what they're saying is, well, a little bit of the swords, but what they're saying here is like, again, this is the process of growth. It's like you're going to like come out of this as this beautiful butterfly. Again, another example here, but like as the fish or whatever it is, like you're going to be fine and be able to navigate whatever environment you're in, whether it's air, whether it's water, whatever, okay? But I feel like right now you're in this sort of like cocoon phase. And I think Spirit is trying to say here a little bit with the swords, it's not coming in as like as painful as this card looks. It's coming in as like, yeah, it's coming in, that's confirming this, and clear audience. So I'm picking up on that. It's coming in as this like very subtle sort of rumble of like discomfort. It's like discomfort. Okay. And I feel like that discomfort, that little bit of like, I don't know. It's almost like, you know, when you go to like the gym or something, you go to the gym and like you do a good workout and you're kind of sore afterwards. Like that's kind of how this Ten of Swords is coming through. It's like you're sore, but it's because your muscles are building, right? Like it's kind of part of growth. So I feel like this is coming out with a really gentle meaning to this card, but it feels like this is where you are. And I feel like Spirit is trying to say like, you're in the process of learning. Like don't be so hard on yourself, because this is all normal. This is all natural, what you're going through here. The feelings you're feeling are real, are valid. And also Spirit wants to like encourage you and to know like to keep moving forward. Yeah, here's the truth of it. Ace of Swords. Here's the truth of it. Like you're doing great. That's the truth, okay? And you're gonna be okay and you're gonna make it through this. And on the other side of this is the sun. All right, so I really like this reading. This may be my favorite reading so far. This is like growth. This is a growth reading, which is really, really cool. So yeah, this may be my favorite one of the signs I've read so far. I've read for this 2-week cycle, but cool. So let me check here. Are we going into an extended? All right, so we're going to go into an extended. So I'm curious to see what else Spirit has to say about this kind of growth process you're in, or what other like recommendations or advice they have. So we're going to do that in the extended. If you want to know more about the extended or about booking a personal reading with me, All that information is in the description box below. If you like this reading, if you could kindly like it, that helps me and lets me know if these messages are tracking with you. If you feel drawn or compelled to subscribe, feel free to do that as well. But yeah, Aquarius, I hope this has been helpful for you. It feels like, again, it feels like you're in a really like, fertile time right now of just like growth. Again, like this Seven of Pentacles feels really strong here. So I hope you can just continue to be like gentle with yourself, compassionate, give yourself the nourishment you need as you like, again, this Ace of Swords is coming through as learning as well. It's a sort of like, it's a card of like knowledge. Okay. And so it's another, like you're learning. And so I feel like just relaxing into this and kind of flowing into it will serve you greatly. All right, well, I hope this has been helpful for you. Thanks for joining me, Aquarius. And if I don't see you in the extended reading, I hope to see you in another one. All right, have a great next 2 weeks. I'll see you at our next reading. Bye for now.